this is Bethany from Southern Couture, and today I have been talking about the Women of the Bible devotional kit. This is the second of 3 kits from Dayspring, and so there is another video that I put up today showing you a complete unboxing of the entire kit as it is just being released today. So make sure you head over there and check out that video once we're done here, and there's a link down in the description below. So what I want to talk to you guys about today, and this one that kind of goes with that same video, is we are going to be using the stamp set from the Women of the Bible Friendship on Purpose kit. And so what I really wanted to show you is how to use the stamp pad and do a little bit of stamping with the clear stamps that come in the kit. So for some of you, this is a very basic tutorial that you already know how to do, but I wanted to do this for those of you that are brand new to Bible journaling, because I know a lot of you are. And the kit comes with an ink pad, and it always comes with stamps, but this month they're featuring an ink pad for their art supply. And last month we had the Faber-Castell Gelato. And so it was fun to kind of show you guys how to use that. I have lots of videos on my channel about the gelatos, but today we're just going to do a very basic stamping tutorial. If you get these in the kit and you've never seen clear stamps before, you may be a little bit confused about how to use them if you're used to the rubber stamps with the wooden block. So I wanted to just take a little bit of time to show you, and hopefully you'll feel more comfortable if you've never used these before. So they are just clear stamps, and it has this little protective plastic on the back of it, and they adhere to the other side of this very well. And so this set came with the 2 Women of the Bible, and then some little frames, or however you could use these in a creative way. And then you've got some florals, some little words to go with it. So I want to just show you ways to use this, exactly using it in a very basic way with an acrylic block. So the way to get these down is to use an acrylic block to attach them to, and then you just ink it up and stamp it. So let me get a little piece of cardstock here, and so I'm going to just get one of the stamps. I've been playing with this little flower. I really like it, and plus this will show you really well what color the ink pad is that comes with it. So I've just applied it to the block, pressed it down really well, and then if you haven't used it and it's a fresh stamp, a lot of times I just like to put my finger over it and mash it like that. Really, it's to get some oil and dirt, I say dirt, onto it, so that it's not such a clean slate, and it kind of, I feel like, helps with getting the ink on the stamp. So then what I do is just kind of press. You don't want to press down too hard. If you do and you oversaturate it with ink, if you have very tedious lines, like you can see there's these little bitty lines on each petal, and if you were to press it way too hard, you're going to get a lot of ink that will gunk up. You like that word, gunk up, in between those lines, and it's not going to give you that crisp stamp. You're going to have like a big blob of ink instead of just the crispness of those little lines. So just be careful when you are doing that. You can press it. If you have a big stamp, some people I know like to take the block and just kind of, pat it over it. You can do that. I've done it both ways, so it really works great either way. Just don't put too terribly much. And then if it's a brand new stamp, a lot of times I will go and, like, before I actually go in my Bible, I'll just do like this and kind of stamp around to see how much ink I had on it, and to kind of, just, I don't know, almost in a way of like priming it. And then I'll go back and, get a little more ink. And then I just like to go and make my final stamping right on my page. And so what I do is just kind of push it down. You can hold it as long as you want for a couple seconds. I wiggle it around a little bit, as you see my hand rocking, but I don't do that too much because I don't want to press it and smudge it. If I did it too hard, the ink would roll and kind of smudge on the paper. Now, I don't hold it down this long when I'm stamping. I'm just doing this to kind of show you the whole technique of doing it. So you don't need to hold it down that long. And there you have, that is such a beautiful flower. Let me show you. See how you still have the crispness of those lines on each petal, which is beautiful. So if you wanted to have like a ghosting effect, kind of like I did down here, you could go right beside it and do another little flower, and you could kind of see it's a lighter flower, and I still have those little petal lines is just a little bit lighter. So if you want it really bold, you just, you know, ink it up good and stamp it. If not so bold, then you can do something like this. And I would just ink off one time on a scrap piece of paper and then put it in my Bible if you wanted that that pattern. Okay, so let's just let's go down here and get off some of that ink, and then let's come back over here and grab another word. Maybe we'll just, or I like these flowers a lot. Let me just grab one of the flowers. So this is the new, I've never used this one, so I'm just getting some of that. And you can kind of, I don't know if you can tell in that video, but when you're actually working with them, you'll see where it's a nice, crisp, clear. And then when you put your finger on it and get some of that oil and grease on it, you'll see like a smudge on it, and that's kind of what you want. Okay, so we're going to go through here, just stamp a little bit. I want to just kind of prime it up. Ooh, this is a pretty flower. It's got a lot of detail. Okay, I'm gonna come up here, just stamp, and that one may mess up because my hand slid a little bit, and it did just a little bit, so that's okay. It's, you know, it's not the end of the world, but I'm gonna do it again and try to just be, there we go. Okay, this one has lots of details on the petals, and this is actually really good, a perfect example. So I hope you can tell, but if you look over in here, let's see, right over here and right here, you can tell I almost have way too much ink on there. And let me show you on this stamp. See how some of that is smudging in between those creases? That's what I was talking about. So it happens to me all the time. I am no expert at stamping, by no means, but you can tell how that really almost, it's like the ink runs in those little creases that it's not supposed to. So that's what I'm talking about. Just be careful with that. I think it's still a pretty flower, but if you really want a good crisp line, you just have to be careful that you don't put, you know, too much ink on your stamp. So that is just a very, very basic, simple way of using these stamps. You can get these acrylic blocks at any craft store. They're inexpensive. This one actually I really like because it's a little bit thicker. I'm not sure how many inches, but it's thicker so that it helps me not, you know, it helps you to get a better grip when you're putting it down. I have one that's super thin and your fingers hit on the table or on your Bible when you're working, and it's just hard to handle it. But this one also has like these little curved edges that I think are good because you can get your fingers on it better, to me. This one also has this grid on it, so you can, if you're using words or letters and you want to line up your stamps and get them straight, you can do that. So it's really, really useful. I like the one with the grid on it especially. But that is it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this simple little tutorial for using the stamps. I hope you will grab your kit from Dayspring. Like I said, if you check out in the description below, you will see more about an unboxing video for the kit, and also a link down below that will show you where you can grab your stamp set, or not your stamp set, your kit, which will have the stamps in it. It does have the stamp set, and it has the ink pad. It does not have the acrylic block though. But like I said, these stamps work great. You know, for your Bible. I do sometimes, I meant to mention, I will stamp sometimes on cardstock just to have a little bit of a different look, and then cut it out and put it on the Bible page. I like doing that just to give a little bit of variation, but you could do that. There's all different ways to use stamps. I have other stamping tutorials on my channel here, so I will link those down below as well. But yeah, once you get the acrylic block, which is really super inexpensive, it's fun because you'll be able to use the stamps, you know, over and over, and with each of these next kits that come out as well. So let me know what you think, and I hope you guys are grabbing the kit. Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.